It's like you have a finger that just remain like a child chubby finger and it never grow to adult size. Or you have a limb that's just like shorter than the other ones. And then you don't know what to do, whether you want to hide it. Hi, dreamers. This is Sophie, and I am a watercolorist. I am the artist and owner of Dream in Watercolor, and you are listening to my podcast. And so this is my podcast where I overshare artist brain and I am dumping my thoughts that's racing through my head in my podcast. You are my therapist in this relationship here. And I hope what I talk about um, is relatable. Last episode, I talked about being a hot mess inside and outside, and my journey of liking myself as a hot mess. And today, I'm going to talk about having a child mind and how um, the struggle of having that as a functioning adult in this society, and also um, what it does to my art. But before I get into uh, how I feel like a child all the time, I'm going to introduce to you one of my favorite painting. I done this painting back in 2024 summer, and this is my effort of um, putting what is in my head on paper. And this is my happy spot when this is what hope look like to me. And so this is my painting called Morning. It is a wishing well in right after a whole night of snowing in a town square when the sun rises in the morning and it strikes the well, and the glistening of the snow, even though cold, feels warm. To do this painting, I there was 6 or 7 reference images that I was working with. So I don't have a good image of actual town that have this town squares with the well. So even the well took the bottom of the well is from one reference and the top of the well is from another. I looked at many photos of potential town buildings and squares and potential wells, and I had them all in front of me. That's how I painted uh this painting. So, but I hope you like it. It's called Morning, and it's available in prints on my website, Dream in Watercolor. Please support real artists and who do paintings on paper with real paints and brushes. And thank you very much. I I appreciate you who appreciate art. So let's get back into today's topic of having a mind that never grow up. And a lot of people uh call this um inner child, and that is something I eventually learned. I'm like, there's part of me that, like Peter Pan, it just wants to stay that way, stay like a kid. And always know that there's a very little kid live inside me, and I never outgrow that. And I have no idea whether this is like a common thing or not. Everybody else look so put together. Everybody else had their childhood, which they think like a child, they like the things like a little kid, and then they're like, oh, okay, I had that. Now I'm a grown up. I like grown up things. Why does everybody look so grown up and always feel like a kid inside? Like if we have someone watch our kids when they were little toddlers, me and my ex will have a time to go to a movie and he will ask me what I want to watch. I will be like, I want to watch Inside Out or I want to watch Tangled. I want to watch kids movie. So watch grown up movie, that's too realistic. I'm already living this realistic life. I need some drama, like childlike drama. And I eventually figured that it wasn't a childlike drama, it was a childlike wonder that a kids movie or family friendly movie uh do such a good job depicting. But I always felt like that's something to be ashamed of. It's like you have a finger that just remain like a child chubby finger and it never grown to adult size. Or you have a limb that's just like shorter than the other ones, and then you don't know what to do with it. You want to hide it. You want to act all put together. You want to sound intelligent. You want to let people know that you are as capable of other grown-ups and not doubt your ability. So, yeah, I don't know what it is with me for years and years until I found my cult. So, uh, so after I became an artist, um, okay, this will sound dramatic, but I swear this is doesn't feel like that big of a jump over the course of past 2 years. But there was one point that I thought to myself, I I have always wanted to go to a Renaissance fair, but I always feel like I am such a big fake if I dress up because I feel like such a the reason I feel like a fake is because I'm not that geeky. I don't feel as geeky on the inside. I just really, really like fantasy novels and still wish I can play video games and like Lord of the Rings and like to paint dragons and castles and wish I am not here doing a grown-up job. But other than that, I'm a grown-up. I will feel very fake if I dress up. So, but I contemplated with the idea and I started to sell my art in Renaissance fairs and I did my market research and I started, you know, bits and pieces acquired friends and acquaintances that also know more about being a geek, a nerd. And so where I wound up is now I am DMing D&D um, games for my kids in matter of 2 years. I went from a full serious grown up looking person to a full blown geek who is fully comfortable about expressing my childlike side. And instead of being something that I'm ashamed of, it, it has, over the course of time of past 2 years, um, become something I'm very comfortable, I'm very proud of. So here's what I learned in this process. I don't know where you are in your life. I don't know what your inner child feel like at this point whether you are comfortable sitting with that child and listen to what that child likes and not likes. But this is my take is to have a inner child and to be comfortable have that inner child give me a special ability called uh wonder. One wonder. Wonder. Yes, wonder. Yeah, that's how you say it, probably. A sense of wonder. And I lost that ability to tap into that sense of wonder. And it's a sense of wonder that allow me to see color and to see light. Um, I think it's a sense of wonder that I appreciate uh sunrises shining on snow, to feel a sense of hope looking at a whale. Feel the impulse to paint a leaf, a bee, a flower, and to uh to appreciate real life as if it's magical. And I find that to appreciate my kid-like self is to be able to have the ability to still see wonders around me in the world. And I need to have that uh to be able to have visions as an artist. Once you mix art with paying the bills, making money, profit, filing taxes, it's very dangerous to go down that route of, oh, what is good practice for a person who's in the art business, and what does other people do? Is my art classy enough? Is my art um be able to sell a couple $1,000 in a original in a gallery? But to have that childlike wonder is the ability to be immune to be pulled into reality, and uh that has protected me as artist from the drain that is the day-to-day reality. And let me see. Another important thing for me is to um be able to tap into the storytelling, the imaginative, the I am not really here. I am so far away on an epic uh adventure somewhere, the storytelling part of my brain, and that helped me to keep my art cohesive. I don't know whether that makes sense to you. So I don't know who needs to hear this. A happy person, a happy artist, a happy creative, I find that a happy creative has to have that child likeness as part of them. And if that's you and you've been told that you need to, like me, you need to put that aside, you need to put on the grown-up face, you need to do your adulting from day to day. um there's quite a bit of us who like to dress up as Frodo and go to Comic Cons and go to Ren fairs, who like to make friends with our childlike self. It's nice here. And you know, I invite you to be a goofy geek or whatever your child enjoys. And it just makes life so much more wondrous, and it will do you some good. Have dreams and be a dreamer. So if you're still here and you're still here, wherever you're listening to this podcast from, please interact with my content, because this helped me to be able to reach people who can relate to my experience, and I make us to feel not struggling alone. And I hope this message can reach people who find it relatable and helpful and comforting, and to go on this down this rabbit hole of a journey with me. Thank you, and I will see you in the next episode, where I will be talking about um jump with my eyes closed, where I tell you about how I uh jump started my path to become an artist, and what the very early days of my art career and art business look like. And I will see you in the next podcast. And be a kid and keep on dreaming. Bye.